Hello, world. On this fine day, I just wanted to talk about internet masculinity. This isn't going to be any pro tips or anything. um, it's a simple thing. I still see, I thought it collapsed back in 2015, 2016, maybe 2018, but internet masculinity is still going around. People are telling you how you can reclaim your masculinity and how big corporations don't want you to be masculine. Well, newsflash, big corporations and all these conspirators, they don't want you to have agency. It's less about masculinity and more about agency. I really just want to caution anyone who comes across this that there's no default mold for masculinity. In your desire to grip onto traditional masculinity roles is not going to be the best idea going forward, because we live in a changing world. Times change, so just trying to hold on to what traditionally worked might not be what's best. And if it's not you, you don't need to become something that you're not, or try to become something just because it's pushed. You might not be that uberly aggressive masculine dude who's like, well, I gotta push my way to the front. That's not the only form of masculinity. But my main gripe with the masculinity culture online is no one can really teach you to be masculine. Yes, you can get role models, and the first male role model we usually have is our father, our uncles, or our teachers. And sometimes they're horrible role models, or they're great role models in some aspects. Like my dad could be quite domineering, but he didn't have as much of the sensitivity. I mean, he had it, but he didn't express it, that are aspects of masculinity as well. But the main thing I just want to say is people can't really teach you how to be a man, because their path to manhood and your path to manhood are going to be completely different. You might not be that rugged guy or need to emulate that rugged guy and be like, babe, I'm just so masculine, you know, I might need to just go chop some wood right now just to offset the femininity in the air. That might not be you, and that's okay. And like, maybe you're not even masculine to begin with, and you don't need to fit into that lane. Now, there's nothing wrong with masculinity as a whole, but the main point is you have to build this for yourself. You can only look at who your father was, who your uncle is, even these internet gurus, whatever I say too. I'm no bastion of masculinity. And you can only look at this and formulate your own ideas on masculinity and build your own path. But even if you wanted to become a traditionally masculine man, well, you can't just watch a YouTube video or TikTok and be like, well, I believe in being masculine. The road to your own manhood, whether you want it to be traditional masculinity or not, is going to be experienced. It's going to be built. And this isn't about, I just need to go out and do hard shit. Yeah, go to the gym, for example, is one of the key things people are like, become more masculine. But is it really that masculine to go into a controlled environment and lift a specific number of weight on a plate or a dumbbell? No hate on the gym. I love it. But I mean, jogging in the rain or against the elements seems more masculine and unpredictable. Point being, you got to build your own experience, and that sometimes comes from unlikely places. How you interact with people, how you deal with women in your relationships, how you deal with men, how you deal with customer service, how you experience the world. Your role in the world and your development of your masculinity is going to be shaped by your experience. So instead of watching videos, ironically, instead of watching videos and reading about masculinity, you just have to go and develop it. It goes for anything. It goes for, figuring out who you are rather than just adopting someone else's personality archetype. Have an identity, and it's okay not to fall into a traditional box. So what I'm trying to say is your masculinity doesn't come prepackaged. It's not bought in the bottom of someone's description or on someone's website. It's not behind a screen. Rather, your masculinity is on the other side of the challenges you endure, the experiences that build you and shape who you are, and they're your developments through the trauma of life. Everything traumatic. That means anything that impacts you, whether it's childhood, whether it's things you experience as an adult, that shapes you. And that shapes your idea of a man, and it shapes you as a man. And you might not live up to your idea or your ideal, but hey, we want to get there. So, just a PSA on internet masculinity doesn't mean much. You gotta really find out what you want from your own manhood. What is your masculine ideal? And go towards it. I mean, you can buy someone else's alpha male course, but that's really going to enrich them and it's going to diminish you. Why? Because at the end of the day, you're going to have to go back, discover who you are, experience life, and build your own sense of self-worth and masculinity. You can't just buy this. You have to get it through experience, and not an experience that you just go, like, I attended a boot camp. These are not real scenarios. Real life experience. And I gotta say it, what's actually going to build your manhood more than any little fixture, self-help book, video, tip, trick, boot camp, it's going to be not just hard work, it's going to be trauma to you, to your psychology. That's what develops you as a person. Trauma, I'm not just saying, well, you got to be abused to be masculine. I literally mean it as the force of trauma, like a wound heals. You got to take some impact in life to grow. So whatever stress you undergo, whatever challenges you get through, your masculinity is waiting for you on the other side. And it's not on the other side of the screen.